Revelation 557. From the 27th of August 1938. Comfort. Indirect help of the spiritual beings in abandonment of the soul. Behold, I am with you all the days. And I stand near my own and give them strength. It is an infinitely reassuring thought to know oneself protected by the Lord of creation, and therefore also those people who see in the Lord their friend and protector and Father, will be able to go their way of life in peace to the end. Become like children and entrust yourselves to the Father. He hears your prayer and helps you in your troubles, for it is His will that you be saved from heartache and find your way to Him without it. Every soul receives such wonderful proofs of His love through the grace of God and will be allowed to enjoy these proofs of love more often, the more it turns to Him. It is all the more understandable that the right connection with the Lord results when His love embraces the human child, and this expresses itself in such a way that He promises divine-like power on earth. You will recognize that an invisible union of the Spirit with the soul takes place when you become aware of this power in you, because God allows this extraordinary grace where the own will strives for perfection and where a continuous work on the soul puts it into the state that the Spirit can unite with the soul, and consequently all compulsion of matter falls away from it. It is an unparalleled struggle that an earthly child has to fight if the soul wants to shake off the chains of matter. Without the grace of God such a thing would be impossible, because the power of man is far from sufficient, but every soul has just been offered tremendous means through the love of the Lord. Every desiring thought causes that these means are turned to the soul, and thus again the way is an easy one, if the grace of God is implored. But people do not pay attention to the prayer, so they will very soon become careless in their possible effort to reach the height. They do not achieve anything by their own strength, they get tired and soon abandon their intention completely. But the soul fears and dreads this inertia and suffers unspeakably when the will of man slackens. From the spiritual world, however, little help can come to him, because its inhabitants likewise wait for the plea, before they are allowed to intervene. In such abandonment, the soul will often feel compelled to commit an obvious breach of faith in the body. It will let the latter get into the most serious inner conflicts and will not be able to spare him spiritual depressions, so that the body, in spite of living well and fulfilling earthly desires, finds no rest and spends the days in true self-weariness, and this influence of the soul on the body can sometimes cause it to abandon worldly desires and turn its thoughts to the spiritual life. If people did not let such inner warnings, bad moods and agonizing self-reproaches pass by unheeded, they would often reach insight much sooner, and the soul would thank them for it. Only in the constant harassment of the body does the soul find support on the part of loving spirit beings, if these are not called directly for help. Every failure, every annoyance and every unpleasant event is, as it were, a help from beyond to support the soul, to make the body compliant, so that soul and body devote themselves together to the work on themselves. And again such a common work is indispensable, if the soul is to reach the degree of maturity to be able to host the divine spirit within itself. For where the body does not comply, matter is an insurmountable obstacle to the unification of the soul with the Spirit of God. Every work of the soul must be carried out by the body at the same time, there must be a full agreement of body and soul. And without resistance, the body must carry out what is useful for the soul alone. Amen.